They need the jaws of life to separate me from this small fat boy. Don't handcuff me, officer. My hands are on layaway.
God, not for me. That's giving me some anxiety. Say, it just sounds like sounds like you've been talking with a mouthful of turds, bud. Listen, you're not God or my dapper dads or my boss, so I'm gonna just need you to shut the fuck up, okay?
Episode 102.
102?
Big question mark.
Huge question marks at this point. We've well established we're not going to be too concerned about triple digits at this point. We can do whatever we want.
Technically 134 episodes. There's just about 22 that we haven't been able to air for plethora of reasons that we don't want to get into.
They sit in the Dapper vault.
Yeah. And when we get
we
get old and washed, we'll be selling them on QVC with just a couple of down payments.
In a 15 CD set for 14 easy payments of $39.95.
Yeah, and this will be down the road, so we're both banking on CDs coming back into style.
Well, because if records and cassettes can come back, I definitely think CDs can come back, right?
Yeah, the perfect.
Give it another 20 or 30 years.
Yeah. So do I hold on to my CDs that I'm currently don't know what to do with in hopes that it comes back?
Yeah, just hang on. Just like people hung on to laser discs and 8-tracks. 8-tracks are going to make a hard comeback.
So it's going to be the hardest comeback, some would say. Have you ever listened to an 8-track?
Yeah, it sounds horrific.
It's the most ungodly way to listen to
Real hard left-hand turn, bringing back the Edison wax cylinders.
Finally.
Imagine getting finito on a wax cylinder, just playing it through one of those little crank styles.
It just sounds real tinny. No bass whatsoever. Imagine the storage of wax cylinders.
Just where you would have to preserve them.
Piles of them.
I'm like, these aren't even stored properly. Well, no one told me how to fucking store these.
I'm just cutting one line in them and flattening them out and trying to play them like a real record.
Oh, it sounds real bad.
It sounds crazy.
That's how you find the hidden messages in music.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Go to www.thedapperdads.com and just
click around. Just click on everything
for a bit. Just
stay there. Get comfortable. Stay for a while.
Kick your shoes off. Take your shirt off. We don't care what the gender is.
No, we don't care about your gender, your height, or your weight. Out. Get comfy. We want you to be comfortable with us.
Get into a lazy boy. I'm not talking about the chair. I'm talking about a little fat boy.
Little fat boy who says he'll let you.
He's not allowed to speak until you say he can.
But he'll let you know before you sit on him that he will be your comfy chair and that he wants to honor your body.
Yeah, and it's all his pleasure.
It's all consensual. You have to consent to sitting in the little fat boy chair.
Yeah, you must.
What do you think we've been doing with our intern for the last week? Because we've needed a place to sit.
Fighting about who's going to sit on him.
It's been hot, and he has been sitting there.
Talk about getting in a car with your shirt off on a hot day and your back sticks to the seat. Imagine sticking to a shirtless little fat boy, skin on skin contact. I have to be pulled apart.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
They need the jaws of life to separate me from this small fat boy. When you're on the website, click on submit. Leave us a submission. It can be anonymous. It cannot. If you do, either way, you got to leave a fucking name and you got to leave an email. The email can be fake. It just has to have @something.com. We've been over this. Oh, you're jumping in on 102? What the fuck are you doing? Leave a submission. And then we'll talk about it, which we're going to try to get to today. But who fucking knows?
We're chock full of submissions. We have, but you know us, we have a tendency to get a little bit rambling. If you'd like to hear some more ramblings, go to patreon.com/dapperdads and subscribe for $5 a month.
5 smackers.
And you can get bonus episodes every single month. We say the most ridiculous uncut things. I said something when we recorded some Patreon tonight that I was told was the most graphic thing we've ever said.
I don't know if it was the most graphic. It was the most graphic of tonight.
It was, so far, we still have an episode to record.
In an episode of Patreon that, if I remember, will be called Corpse Accordion. So
Corpse Accordion.
Think about that.
Yeah. Oh, God, I forgot about the Corpse Accordion. I was talking about the other thing with the yoga pants.
I know. I agree. I agree. We just recorded this. We both agree on that.
But I know
when we said Corpse Accordion, that should be the name. But God, if I don't forget things all the time and I don't listen back to the Patreon, we just put it out.
While you're over at dapperdadspodcast.com, go ahead and click on that beautiful little shop button. We have our summer collection out right now. If you're watching the video, I am wearing one of the exclusive new Dapper Dads tees. Yep. Look how beautiful it looks on my gross, grotesque body.
Big curse word on it.
Big old curse word. Wear it in public. Shock the people. We're shock rockers now. It went Alice Cooper, Marilyn Manson, Dapper Dads.
Yes, the trifecta. We
we're at
love
the top,
to go
baby.
golfing with them, and Marilyn Manson does meth now, so
Does he?
he does that.
Sad.
He does that in the sand trap, and us and Alice, who looks just like my grandmother, tee
Whenever
off.
whenever I bring up Marilyn Manson to my family, I had a big obsession with Marilyn Manson as a teenager, which I'm sure I've mentioned on the show before.
Yeah.
And she found that website back in the day that had like bands tour writers on it, so you could so she was looking at like all of her bands and what they would have and stuff like that, and then she started getting into my bands and what they would have. The two that stood out the most was Korn. Had to have like a certain style of curtains and like fake plants in their dressing room.
He can't do that noise without
I was saying, can you imagine you got to have that comforting atmosphere.
Yeah.
And Marilyn Manson on one of his tour writers always needed a pound of hamburger meat and sloppy Joe sauce. Like he wanted somebody in his band wanted sloppy Joes after a show every single night.
I feel, and that's the thing with writers, and we've been on this subject many times, is I feel like you have to be specific, because hearing that, I'd just give you a pound of raw meat and then some sloppy Joe sauce. And
that's what I was thinking.
Best of luck to whatever the fuck you're going to do tonight.
Marilyn
the only way I
motherfucking
can
Manson.
perform. Email us, dapperdadspodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what you think should be on our tour writer when we take our very confusing first North America tour in 3 years.
Yeah.
We're planning now. We need a absurd
We've got
writer
the
that
dates
no
all
one
set up.
can. Yeah, we have the dates, we have the locations. It's a complete fucking disaster.
It's a nightmare.
And
No
it's
one
not
has
even
bought
started.
tickets.
No, yeah, come on, guys, go buy tickets to the Albuquerque show. They said they need a guarantee of 2,000 people
To fill up that stadium.
Yeah, which I was like, stadium? And they're like, yeah, we don't need a ton of people.
I'm like,
We're
you
going
don't
to put
have a
them really
bar?
far apart from each other.
I'm like,
so
there's
it
not like a
looks
bar,
better.
so we could have maybe like can the audio a little bit more, have it not be so echoey. They're like, no, stadium.
Big echoes.
Everything's bigger in Albuquerque, it turns out.
We're only doing stadiums.
Only stadium only tour.
Barely filled stadiums.
We're huge. We're actually opening up for Drake on the OVO Fest.
Yeah, of all old artists. That
Yeah,
was very
that was
confusing.
weird
and I was
and
like,
bad.
Who would go to this? Drake. Shout out Drake for stopping in Rockford recently.
Shout out
for some reason.
Shout out Drake for getting the Yin Yang Twins at OVO tour.
Can't wait to hear
Big
the whisper
song.
Yeah. Well, yeah, during our stadium tour, we will also be whispering with no mics. So
At all.
We'd recommend getting there early, but there is assigned seating.
There's
based
assigned
off of
seating.
who you came with and making sure that you're as far away from anyone you came with as possible.
You know how you see like
Meet new people.
You know how you see like those big bands and they always have like big festivals and like the first people to get there are like running towards the front of the stage when they first get in. If you do that, you will be tackled by our security. They will take you down.
We take it as a threat.
If you want to be part of our security team, go ahead and call 402-7-DAPPER. That's 402-732-7737. Leave a voicemail. We
Read your resume.
Text out your resume. Read out your resume.
Yeah, read out your resume.
And then we will take the Google text read off of your voice reading out your resume and use that as your resume. We're just going to copy and paste it. We're going to try to read through it. If we can't read it, you're fired already.
Yeah.
And you're barred from the company.
Tell us what you would do if someone comes at us with their hands, with a knife, and with a gun. I need each scenario, and they have to differ, obviously.
And then for my own personal mental insanity security, go ahead and pick one weird weapon of your choice. It could be a hand grenade. It could be a flamethrower. It could be a rocket launcher. Yeah.
Because it's gonna be like an internship. There's gonna be a while where you don't get paid.
Or you'll get paid, but
you have to count all of our money, though.
Yeah, you get to count all of our money, and if we notice even a penny missing, we will beat your teeth into your skull.
Yeah, and we're gonna
beat your teeth straight.
That's why we need to know what weapon you're gonna be bringing, so we're prepared to take you on. Because I'm not going in against an old-timey mace without proper preparation prevents poor performance.
I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil anything. But I do have a ray gun, so I'm going to use it if you come at me with a mace.
I just have these fucking hands, and they're ready to go.
And they are on sale for $3.99 this week. We got a 2-for-1 special.
One time I got drunk and yelled, "Don't, what was it? Don't handcuff me, officer. My hands are on these hands are on layaway."
Yeah, God, I remember you tweeted that, and it was one of the funniest things I read.
Yelled it publicly.
These hands are on layaway.
Don't handcuff me, officer. My hands are on layaway.
Hey, baby, me and my boys are going to jail.
Follow us on Twitter @DapperDads, where you can see tweets like this if we remember to tweet them. Spoiler alert, we don't.
No, follow our individual Twitters to see the drastic difference on how we both tweet.
Yeah, follow mine, because I'm constantly surprised by the things I've tweeted when they come up on a time hop.
Follow mine. It is confusing.
Mm-hmm. And then follow on Instagram @DapperDadsPodcast, because they won't give us @DapperDads. I'm talking to Jack from Twitter. He's not helping at all. He just keeps saying...
So unhelpful.
He's like, we don't own Instagram, Facebook does. And I won't take a meeting with Zuckerberg, no matter how many times he calls the dad line.
I don't care.
Stop calling, Zuck.
We don't want to hang out with you. We're not going to go hunt an animal with you.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real. We're not going to smoke meat on your patio for up to 6 hours with you and your weird-looking Silicon Valley friends. Stop zucking my friends on Facebook, and then maybe I'll respect you. Let me use your platform to say the gross, weird, graphic things I want to say, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, stop telling us that we can't run ads with too many words in it.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? Stop telling me I can't run an ad with an exposed nipple in it. You don't know whose nipple it is. It's male nipples. We keep telling you.
Collage of nipples
we
for
keep
nothing.
telling you it's male nipples that we've photoshopped onto female breasts. It's fine.
The editing of the podcast, the creation of the merch, and the constant compiling of rogue nipples, my days are dwindling.
This is why we need a fat little boy intern. That's to sort through some of this stuff. Maybe he can compile some nipples for us.
Yeah, if you seriously want to be our intern and dive into this insanity with me while Slim just kicks back and drinks Natter Days.
Hell yeah. Pick which side you want to be on.
No, email. It's professional, you piece of shit.
Yeah, we're trying to this is a business at the end of the day, you motherfuckers.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business. Damn. Speaking of people that make me want to burn this world to the ground, I was at a mall. I was standing out of the way of everyone, being very respectful on my phone.
Per usual.
Killing some time. And a little piece of shit teenager walked by with what I presume was his family.
Was it Kurd?
No, Kurt's clearly not a teenager.
I don't know. He shaves that face up sometimes, and you don't know.
No one can have that belly at that tender age of 15.
I don't know. You should have seen me when I was 15.
But I'm standing there minding my own business, and then my leg gets incredibly wet. And then I was like, what?
Cold wet, hot wet.
Like a room temperature wet.
The worst kind of wet.
Yeah, just any wet. And it's one of those things where I looked down at my leg and I looked up and then I was like, what's going on? And I happened to glance at this kid walking by who had a Red Bull in his hand that he had crushed and was holding upside down and just swinging his arm around.
Just letting the rogue spittle and Red Bull fly everywhere, and you got it all over your leg?
Yeah. And do you ever have something happen where you can't even believe it happened? Because I would have just started screaming at this kid. I might have beat the shit out of this kid.
I'm amazed you didn't, because this is one of those things that I feel like will really just trip you off.
Well, that's what I mean. It was so, first I was like, what's the wetness? And then I seen it, and then I was like, there's no way that someone could just be walking around with it upside
15.
down. And I don't give a fuck. I did some shit as a teenager. But yeah, and then it was one of those things, he was so far away, and I just pictured me just running up behind him and being like, what the fuck? But I really wanted to just fucking, anytime.
It's reckless. Was it just him, or was he with his parents?
I think he was with a mom and then a sister. It was a little group.
Imagine screaming at them too.
Oh yeah, because then I'm like, then this mom is gonna start screaming at me. I'm gonna punch this mom in front of the son because that's more powerful than hitting a 15-year-old.
Right.
And I don't hit women, and we're completely against it. But if your kid's gonna dump a little bit of gross backwash at that point, it's backwash. You
gotta punch her in the nose and pants her.
Yeah, I gotta punch her in the nose and pants her. And then look at the
kick
son
her while she's down and go pick up your pants, bitch.
Look at the son and say, you did this. This is your fault. You'll never forget this moment until you die.
For some reason, my stupid brain thought the son, and you're just screaming at the son in this
people
mall.
Are I'm so confused. I get confused because I'm so worked up and my voice is cracking. My eyes are full of tears.
Yeah, that sounds about 100% like you. In fact, I'm thinking you're telling me what actually happened through the succession of what could have happened because you're trying to get it off of your chest.
Article.
Did you assault a woman and scream at the son?
We don't talk about what we do when we're not together.
That's fair. Yeah, we only talk about what we do when we are together.
But if I get any sort of liquid on, you've seen this in person. If I get a liquid on me from another person, I'm violently angry because
as is your God-given right.
It takes a second to understand what happens, even when it's very clear that a man poured a beer into my shoe. I'm still very upset.
And I was so confused.
There's a couple
seconds. I'm sorry.
There's a couple seconds where you're just like, I'm wet and I don't know what happened and I'm upset. Even when you've ever been at a shitty bar. Remember when we went?
Never. Can you tell me what they're like, please?
They're really nice.
Really?
You'll feel comfortable there and nowhere else.
In a dive bar?
The drinks are cheaper.
Yeah.
The clientele is fucked.
Okay. Like they're fucking or they're fucked up.
Sometimes it depends where you're at, what time of the day, and what bathroom you're in.
I'm very curious about your ideologies, and I would like to subscribe to your magazine.
I'd be happy to if a little fat intern could start printing up my pamphlets.
God, where's my fat little intern? Come here. Where's my fat little intern?
But But yeah, anytime I get wet, like remember when we were at Mount Erie and the ceiling was leaking? That wonderful venue we'll be at yesterday, as of this coming out, to see Valet.
Sweaty and covered in Valet sweat, hopefully.
Hopefully. I want to catch that little dog that's so tiny.
That little red boy, the
yeah.
UV red boy.
But
just holding him up while we're just jumping around.
Remember how at Mount Erie the ceiling was leaking? I was like, is everybody crying this much?
How I thought that shapely man was a beautiful woman.
You were really.
I was really about it.
That woman. Yeah. Or that man. That man.
It looked real feminine from the back.
Said, look at that girl. And I said, that man. And you said, no, I'm talking about that girl up there. And I was like, that man? You're like, there's no way that's a man. And then
he turned around.
And not to assume anyone's gender, but that was a manly person of some sort.
Yeah, but from the back, it looked real. I'm
not going to argue with you.
I think I just like butts.
Man, yeah, butts a butt.
Butts a
butt.
Happened
to me before at the mall walking
butts
behind
a butt
it,
when
turns
it's covered
around
up.
It's a man, and then it owes me something.
When I was a young little fat boy myself, I had very long hair. At one point, I grew down to the middle of my back, and I had a goatee when I was a teenager too. So picture me with a goatee and hair down to my back, looking like a real fat, disgusting Shaggy. Yeah. And I was at Barnes and Noble. Not Barnes and Noble. I was at Borders when it was still open. R.I.P. Borders. And I'm standing there looking at something, and from behind me I hear, "Mommy, that girl has beautiful hair." And I turn around and I'm just like
oh my
do
God.
like a L'Oreal flip.
The kid killed itself immediately.
No, the kid screamed and the mom started apologizing. She's like, "I'm so sorry. It's just your hair's so long. It's so not. What do you do for your hair?" Because when my hair was that long, I would constantly have women stop me, because at that point in my life, I'd never dyed it, never bleached it. It was thick and golden and luscious, looking like a real piece of shit. Yeah. And I would constantly have women ask me, "So what color is that? What box do you get it out of?" I'm like, God gave it to me. Come suck my smelly balls, please.
How's it so luscious? I get commented a lot. I haven't refined.
Do you see how long it is? I'm 16 years old. My stream is powerful.
Yeah, shit straight up and straight down, like a leaky ceiling at Talia Hall. Anytime I get wet,
beautiful,
and I'm not prepared for it,
it's bad.
I'm violently angry.
Well, it's like when you're at a concert and someone throws a beer from behind you and you're not suspecting it, and you get the splatter all over the back of your head and neck.
But then you think that you do that at almost every show you go to, as soon as it starts going.
Mad about
and
it.
you've thrown some that you regret because that was too much
Sometimes
of a
you throw
full
full
PBR
beers
and
in
it
the club.
goes straight down in a can, and you're like, "Oh, someone, I'm sorry, I just got so excited."
And then sometimes you get so mad that you whip a full tall boy Natterday in a club.
Hey, I think we didn't say that.
I said sometimes.
Sometimes, allegedly.
Hypothetically. Allegedly.
That thing wasn't full either.
Nah.
It was pretty full.
That's the second a Natterday gets in our hands. It's never full.
It was too full. Yeah, I don't condone throwing Natterdays, but in certain circumstances you have to prove a point. And then watch a man back down when he comes to confront someone about it. Because there's two big beefcakes ready to fucking throw in.
Because there's me very drunk and very confused.
Just the looking of like, Cole, me, you, and then the guy just went inside.
Yeah.
That made me more powerful to scream things in front of that
It made me gain
car.
15 pounds of muscle in that instant.
These hands are no longer on layaway.
They've been paid in full, baby.
But yeah, don't
be a piece of shit and just get liquids on other people. It's not that hard.
Crazy. Yeah,
only get liquids on people consensually.
Yeah. And there's circumstances. Yeah, if I'm at a show and I get wet, I get some man's sweaty hair in my mouth.
It is what it is.
But I signed up for this.
Right, because at a certain point you have to
understand. He's just gotta kiss me on the lips if we're gonna get that. Fucking.
Why do you think I regret not having long hair sometimes? Because I'm always standing in front of you.
Oh, yours I would tug. I would just grab yours and pull it so hard and then run away. I love doing things to you from behind it shows. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
thing.
like when you were snapping my suspenders at Vince.
One of the top ones.
That was my favorite because I was tripping balls and I just kept
trying to grab
like
asses, but my biggest fear, even like,
is that it's not me, but it's somehow my doppelganger.
Yeah,
at the show.
I'll try to do it to other people, or like when you're in a relationship with a girl for like a long time and you get separated at a store and then you come up behind her and you like honk her butt, and then there's always that second when they turn around
and then she's like, "Stop it, my boyfriend's." Oh,
yeah, she's always.
You're like, "Fuck, this is why you come to Miami."
I'm always just terrified. You go to Miami too much. That song is so good, and it doesn't even make sense.
You go to Miami.
Yeah, or just like, because as a kid one time, and I'm sure I've told this, I was at an Eagle, and My mom had a long black duster coat, basically, for some reason. I don't know if that warrants that. But,
yeah, it does. Because who wears dusters?
So
in
I went
2019?
up to. I was like this is one of my earliest memories. I went up to who I thought was my mom. And I tugged on the coat, holding like some snacks to buy, and this woman turned around, and
That
it's like,
wasn't your mom.
no, and it's like when you're drinking.
Also
something,
wearing a duster.
Yeah, a lot of dusters back in the day. This was the 70s when I was like a kid.
Yeah.
A lot of dusters in the 70s. Don't let the hippie movement persuade you to thinking.
I thought
different.
hippies was 60s.
I think they lingered into current day.
Yeah, but
if they lived.
If.
What was the 70s?
Like bohemian stuff.
No, fuck that.
More
they were
li-
hippies.
more-
Everyone's a hippie to me unless you're angry. You're a goddamn hippie half the time, and it makes me angry
I
that
am a
you're
hippie.
such a
Yeah,
hippie.
I'm a self-deprecating hippie. Like I won't admit that I'm a hippie, but I'll do
but you're
hippie things.
such a hippie.
Yeah.
It's so upsetting.
I hate
Be
hippies.
angry. Fight the government.
I-
Don't think love will solve everything. Nothing works out. Learn it so you can prepare for the worst.
What
I'm
it's
throwing it. I'm throwing it. Fuck it.
For what it's worth, I hate a lot.
Not enough.
Teach
Everybody
me how
should
to hate more.
I try. I'm always like, hate that person. And you're like, why? And I'm like, just because they're here. I didn't sign up for. Speaking of more people I hate,
Let's keep it going. Let's keep this show on. Let's keep this
I was
ball
at-
rolling.
CJ's Saturday, and it was
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Attaboy.
I did a double. And I was there very early on a Saturday. Well, like pretty early. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
noon
it was
is pretty
like,
early.
well, it was like 6:30 something. So there's like no one really in there. There's people at the bar watching the game, whatever. Sitting at a table, it's pretty lax. I was talking about the jukebox with someone. So then I look, and there's a couple songs playing. I had some credits left over from Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
So I pop a quick, what did I play first? I played
Groupies. Pop a quick.
I did
groupies.
pop a quick groupies. That actually
Hey.
is what it was. So I pop a quick groupies, and it takes several songs to get there. And then I see it coming in the line of songs. So I'm like, all right, we're going to be here long enough to hear the songs. Went groupies, Magnolia, etc. I don't remember what I played.
A whole lot of bangers.
The woman, the bartender, is wearing a hate breed hat.
Bad sign
a
right
grown
off the
woman
bat.
wearing a hate breed hat.
A hate breed is just a barbed wire tattoo that you can hear.
So groupies comes on. Everyone's visibly shook as soon as it starts because it's completely different from a Foo Fighters song I'd never heard. Was what was happening immediately before it.
Yeah, do you know what people love? A good Foo Fighters B-side and then, yeah, be fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
be
couldn't even
fucking.
hear, it wasn't even that loud either. So groupies plays,
Yeah, be fucking my groupies.
and then
Yeah, be fucking
Magnolia
my groupies.
comes on, and then about halfway through, I watched this hate breed bitch pick up a remote control and skip the song, and I was like,
For real.
yeah,
The disrespect.
yeah, I was pretty furious.
You paid money for that.
I know. If given the company I was with was a bit more classier, so I wasn't willing to while out like I would if we were out.
If it was us, yeah, I
Yeah,
would
because I
have
wanted
been.
to go up there and be like, so you're going to give me my money back and I'm going to play that song? So now you have to hear that song 1.5 times because you
Which is
fucking...
never enough Magnolias.
No. Yeah, I've played 4 and then they cut off the jukebox. That's happened to me before. I played 4 back-to-back Magnolias and by the 4th one, they unplugged the jukebox. They asked
Wasn't
us
there a
to
point in
leave.
time where we played a bunch of Mobambas in a row?
Probably.
I swear to God, we went somewhere
I
and played
do
like
this a
7
lot.
Mobambas.
And then it was like I see her and like she's like talking to the guy who's working there too, and he like goes and pulls up the songs, and I had 3 songs left. Which one? It was like Solo by Frank Ocean and some like more normal shit. And he's like, "There's 3 songs left. Just let them go." And if she was just gonna cancel them, then I was gonna be like ridiculous.
Like, fuck it, yeah.
So in this scenario, then it was one of those things where I was so violently angry, and I was trying to just continue the conversation.
But
I was
like, it's so hard because you can't stop thinking about
'cause
how
it's just little
disrespectful of
things
an
like
act that is.
I paid the money. Don't have the song. Don't turn the jukebox on. If the jukebox was off, I wouldn't have never even done it.
And it's like, do you know how many goddamn times I've been in places and I didn't like the
Yeah.
music, but it's
You know
like
how many
I'm
times I've
gonna
heard
deal.
Stairway to Heaven.
You know how many
at a
goddamn
bar?
times I've heard terrible fucking songs at CJ's that
Yeah.
people have picked on the jukebox?
That's what I mean. The songs before that weren't great. And
You know
I
how
don't
many
who
times I've
was
heard people
playing
sing awful karaoke songs over
Oh
at the
my God,
Roo,
yeah.
and how many times I want to go up and make it stop? Christ, I remember there was one time. It was one of the last times we were.
Was it motoring?
No,
Okay.
we were all at the Roo, and it was this woman wearing like a Stetson, like looking like a real like goes to fucking like Ren Fair like
Yeah.
casually kind of woman, you know. And she's singing this slow, awful song, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I'm like I'm like reading the words on the screen and I'm typing them into Google so I can find it. It was a song off of the Hobbit soundtrack that
Perfect.
she was singing, and it's like
Perfect.
I would have paid I would have paid. I would have given that little guy a $20 bill. Steve,
Steve.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Oh, you just gotta be like, damn, man.
You gotta guess. You know what I mean?
R.I.P. Steve. He ain't dead yet, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, it will.
It will eventually. R.I.P. Drama. He ain't dead, but it's gonna happen.
When it happens,
I got depression. Show up to Genius wearing all yellow.
Well, I fucking at Rue one time. These are my two examples. The first one was, I think you were with us this last time. It was either you or Cole, and then Matt was there.
We're so easily mistakable for each other.
It was the last time I ever went to Rue. Someone played Motorin by Sister Christian.
It was you, me, and Matt. We were all there. And it was that drunk family.
Yeah,
it was that drunk family that was like, Motorin!
Yeah, but it was just right in the microphone, like, Motorin! Like, as loud as possible. And I couldn't believe
and there was like nobody there.
No, I couldn't believe
it was like
so
dead, and it was just happening.
The best example of horrible karaoke picks is there's this fucking guy at Rue all the time. Barbed wire tattoos, affliction shirt, dog tags, hard cut, little piece of shit man that I'm like, you weren't even in anything.
Is he 5
and
feet
he'd
tall?
always be outside talking about how he was going to get some tail, is what he would say, which then
from a broad.
Yeah, I'm going to get some tail from a broad. And then you would see him talking to girls, and just that classic, like, disgusted woman that you feel sorry for, that you want to go talk to just to apologize that there are people like this in the world. And he would always get up and do Backstreet Boys to get the ladies going and look disgusting and horrible. One time he got up there, I shit you not, did karaoke of Cha-Cha Slide.
Like Cha-Cha,
the dance
real
song.
Smooth.
There's not even... And then people are trying to cha-cha in Rue
with
where
the
there's
way that tables were
room
set up
and tables everywhere, and it's such a long song that no one needs to sing because it's just
why is that even an option for karaoke?
I don't know. It's because it's in that book, and they're like, "There's too many songs in this book. No one would ever pick the Cha-Cha Slide."
But does it stand to reason that like the Macarena is on there for karaoke?
I would. That's at least more of a song. The Cha-Cha Slide is a man saying instructions in a smooth, deep baritone voice.
And something tells me this little piece of shit does not have a smooth, deep baritone voice.
And he didn't even know, because most people don't know.
No.
And it's just
Cha-cha
shit like that. So anyway.
Cha-cha for some tail. Dude.
CJ's, they let my songs play. Do you have a song to prove a point? Because this happens to me all the time.
What do you mean by prove a point?
Okay, so you turn my music off, but we're still doing the jukebox. On my way out, I'm going to play several of this song, which I deem like just an obnoxious song. Do you have any go-to? Because I want to find a better one. I went with one that I think is jarring. I wanted to see if you had any ideas. Because I want to find like the perfect, just fucking worst, like just aggressive. Because that's what I went with Magnolia. So I'm like, all right, we're going to play some rap that's just fucking shitty and disrespectful. So you know. That you shut off a better thing.
The problem is that all the songs that I love like that are not on touch tunes. That's the biggest issue. Like if I could play like 5 little beat tracks back to back on the touch tunes.
Yeah. Play like 7 minute I'm God.
Oh, play Everybody Knows 14 times in a row.
Yeah. Which I know they just cut it off. So what I did, my go-to, which I don't condone it, but it's perfect for this environment, Look at Me by X. Just because it's instantly, it sounds like shit. And it's just instantly like, kicking my pants. Because I played that at a jukebox when we could still listen to it, and it broke the sound system.
I remember
of the
that.
bar.
Yeah.
And the girl was just like, whatever, but you broke that. And I was like, I didn't. I just played a song.
You can't blame
me. So
me.
on my way out, I had 2 songs left, so I did back to back. Because then at the end, she tried to be nice. Because I know she didn't know who it was, but if you had to look around like it was all dumpy old people, then my table of attractive young 42-somethings.
42.
And so, yeah, I was like, all right, as soon as I walked outside, I hit it, and I just heard it start, and I was like, I know you're going to turn it off, but this is just a personal thing for you to realize that you're a fuck. Do you think we want to hear Hatebreed? Is that what you want?
Yeah,
you
think all these old men want to hear Hatebreed?
Yeah, you want to hear Magnolia or Hatebreed? And it wasn't even loud. I wanted to go up and turn it up because, I know how to do that.
Yeah, now you do.
And then be like... Eat my dick.
Hey, Pierre, you want to come out here?
Yeah. It just blows out the window. Sorry, guess you should have let it play normally.
Some guy's teeth just blow out of his head, sitting right behind the end of the bar there. In New York,
Millie smack her hate breed hat off her head.
That
Millie
being
Rock.
able to smack someone's smack someone's shitty snapback off of their head
Just
is always
any article of clothing. I think.
No, I say specifically being able to smack off a shitty snapback, like the ones people get.
What
like
if I Millie
hot
Rock the glasses off of your face? I feel like that's still pretty powerful.
That's very powerful. But I'm saying like you know
you can't see
like
step on them.
You know like these like fucking pieces of shit that wear like a Rick and Morty snapback or like a Batman snapback that they get at Walmart. You know, smacking one of those off of a guy's head is an ultimate power move. Smacking a Cubs hat off a guy's head, it is what it is. Sports is sports.
That's more of a power move because they'll die for a Cubs hat. You know what I mean?
But have you ever seen how bad nerds react when you disrespect what they like? They get pretty weird and violent.
Cubs fans over
Sox fans though.
Yeah, Sox fans will stab you.
Yeah, Cubs.
That's why I will
Cubs might win the game, but Sox fans are going to win the fight. That's all there is to it.
That's what we know. South Side, baby.
South Side for life, baby.
South Side on the track.
Where's my love for Chance the Snapper out here?
So yeah, we need a song. We'll take submissions too. A song that would be on the jukebox that you could play. Because I wanted something that's not even rap. That's just like the worst thing ever. Because I've heard horrible songs, and that's why I'm like, you're gonna turn off Magnolia, and it's not even loud. If you'd have turned it down a notch, I could work with that.
Right.
But just to watch her take that remote out and just angrily press it.
Right. Like,
and then slam it down, then complain to the other guy, and he has to go look that there's 3 songs left.
Well, and like that's the problem too. It's like I'm not like we enjoy our music, you know, but that's one thing that's part of what makes our bond as a group so strong is we like a lot of the same shit.
Yeah.
You know, we all have our individual tastes of things that we like, but generally overall we kind of tend to run down the same lane of the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was in a professional situation like that, you would not catch me being like, oh, fucking hate breed and like switching it like that, you know, because like somebody paid money and it's like, okay, I'm not the only person in this bar.
Turn the jukebox off. Once the songs are done, they do it all the time. Just turn it off, turn the volume of the TVs up. We wouldn't have even been in this predicament. Also, I'm playing shit that's going to get you people, because we seen Friday night when they had this bitch that wouldn't stop playing terrible songs.
Oh, God.
And then all their fans
And then she sobbed on the way out.
She cried and looked like she broke her foot. Which, what the fuck?
It's possible.
And then we play bangers and everyone's having a good time. Like, if you play rap music, you're going to get more younger people in that are going to spend money and have a good time.
Maybe that's why she was crying, because she was playing all of her terrible songs, and then we just turned on rap and bangers,
everyone had a way
and everybody started having a great time.
More visible time. Yeah, what the fuck?
Nobody liked my Sheryl Crow covers. Why?
Because you played for like 3 hours and
then
you brought your drunk uncle up to
there-
smack on a thing he was sitting
Smack on a thingy, and then you let him play Margaritaville and fucking
and
Folsom
then-
Prison Blues.
Yeah. And it just never fucking ended.
Then you let him play Runaway by Del Shannon, incredibly out of key and incredibly loud. You know what I love? A room full of grown men going out, wow, 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 wonder.
Well, that shit was just so loud in general.
It was awful.
Anyway, let's get to. You got something else I was gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say this Monday I went to House on the Rock for the first time in my life. It was, if you're unfamiliar with House on the Rock, it's.
Didn't we talk about it on here? Because I went too.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I've went, and I swear we talked about it on here.
I don't remember us talking about it.
What do you remember us talking about?
Never anything.
Anyway, yeah, give it a brief rundown, because it's hard to even.
It's hard to explain, but the gist of it is this guy just started building a house on a property that he didn't own because he felt like he had to, and he also hated that other architect that's from around here. What's his name?
Yeah, I know.
The Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yeah.
He like hated flank.
Aubrey
Plaza.
Good flank steak.
He hated Frank Lloyd Wright, and so he started building this weird, intricate house, and it's basically broken down into 3 houses that you can go into. One is the actual, it's like a historical area where it tells the history of the house. The second one is his actual house that's been turned into a museum, which is crazy to think that a man lived in this. Because you're like walking, because you got to duck real low
it's
into
like
some
Willy
of it.
Wonka, where they start going into like the little part,
Weird little
or like
crevices.
The Simpsons episode where they rebuilt Flanders' house.
That's
all
what I
could
thought.
think of.
Yeah, when there was that infinity room where it kept going, I pictured walking out there and just, this is your master bedroom.
That part is like crazy.
And then the third house is like just a collection of all the things he collected, and he just collected so much shit. It's got the world's largest carousel.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part is.
It's just a bunch of
Yeah, just look it up, because there's like.
I could sit here and describe everything I saw for hours, but I'm not going to do that to you.
I saw you posted on Facebook, and it was like 7 pictures, And I was like, wow, look at Slim for once, going somewhere and taking a respectable amount of pictures and enjoying himself and taking it all in. And then I scrolled down, it was like 30 pictures, 80 pictures, 90, and I was like, God damn it, just look at it. It's so hard to even photograph.
I was taking pictures while I was looking.
Yeah, you take too many pictures.
I want to remember things.
How often, this is my biggest problem with people, it's like taking pictures of fireworks. How often, unless you're, like, you'll reference this story and show people things for like a month, then you'll just look at those pictures in your phone while you're looking for other pictures, and you'll go, oh yeah, and you'll never look at them. It drives me crazy.
Says you. You don't know how much time I spend reminiscing in.
You shouldn't
I
make
do.
new memories. It's like, yeah, when people take pictures of fireworks, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
When are you ever?
I'm against this.
When are you? And
I'm not going to sit there and watch your firework videos.
Zoos, when people take pictures of animals.
It's like, okay,
unless
I've
you get an
seen
animal doing something great. And again, you're going to show it. It's still half the pictures in my phone are shit.
Like we could have got a video of that giraffe peeing in that other giraffe.
Matt did.
Yeah, perfect.
Matt got the perfect video, and that's all you could ask for from that. Nothing else was photo worthy. They're just animals. If I want a nice picture of a penguin, I'll look at a fucking National Geographic magazine.
I'll pull up a 4K video on YouTube on my TV and just watch it and be like, ah.
But Google House on the Rock. If you can go. It's absolutely
it's really cool.
insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It was because I had very little knowledge going into
That's
it.
That's the best way.
All I knew about it is from because it's featured heavily in the book American Gods by
Yeah.
Neil Gaiman, and so like I have the visuals from what I read in there, and so like being able to like put two and two together and be like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, you know. But like definitely like
it's absolutely insane.
You need to make a day out of it though, because like I was there for 4 hours and I still felt rushed going through there.
I think I was there for like 2 or something, but yeah, I don't lollygag. I take it in and I'll be able to see it in my brain forever.
Speak for yourself. My brain sucks.
Yeah, I can see it, and yeah, there's a certain point, and there's parts of it where you're like, whatever. Like,
right,
like a lot of those doll houses.
Yeah, that I was
for so long, and you're like, how many fucking?
There's that room with
houses?
the big whale, and you're like,
yeah, that whale was insane. When
ridiculous.
You walk in, you're like, oh my god. Yeah, it's very neat. And
no,
yeah,
it's definitely worth a day trip. It's worth just
There's
going
nothing
out there
else
and
like
taking
it. It's
in.
one of those weird things that
Where,
you're like, there's no way you couldn't even make another thing like this.
Right? It's just so unique in and of itself.
It's just a crazy person did a lot of crazy things, and now I can be in their crazy things.
I
wanted more access. I hate everything because I just want to just let me
to roam around.
If I die, I die. I'll sign a paper. I don't give a
what
shit.
What the fuck? Who cares?
Let me really get in the bones here and see what's going on.
There was a family in front of us when we were getting into the second house, because like, you know, you have to go and you have to like do the tickets for each house or whatever, and they were right in front of us before they were going into the second one, and it was just a hodgepodge of white trash.
Oh
like,
my
it was
god,
like,
yeah.
Like
the people
dad in a Corona shirt, young pubescent son that smells bad and hasn't washed his hair, baby, wife, grandmother wearing a Harley Davidson t-shirt, walking around with a walker. Like, it was like the
American dream.
Like, yeah, the American dream. And the guy in front of us was just a piece of shit the whole time I had to listen to. He's like walking around. He's like, yeah, see, so this is what happens when you're rich and crazy and have money. Yeah. You can just do whatever the fuck you want. And then we got to the infinity room, and he was walking back from it as we were walking up to it. And he was like, oh, not for me. That's giving me some anxiety. And I'm like, that's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah, I gotta separate.
You gotta be nervous from the second you get in the car to start the drive up there, and then get really nervous when you get there because it's an unfamiliar place and you don't know how to escape. And that's anxiety, motherfucker.
And not knowing like what you have to do. This is my problem.
You have to follow the weirdest little signs that say continue, and you're like, I can't go.
And everyone
past
that works
this.
Places treats you like you should also have all the intimate knowledge of how a business is
like,
run.
I can't believe you came to House on the Rock without looking at a map of the house first. Huh? You piece of shit.
Yeah.
Do you even care about this place? I gave you money to be here, so I assume I care enough.
Yeah, my
bitch.
biggest thing with like public places where people are looking at shit, I can't be around certain people because they're just monsters. I'll skip a whole exhibit just to get away from the
monsters.
And then you keep getting next to the same people, and they're like, "I'm gonna choke you out.
That happened,
you're gonna be a new exhibit because I'm gonna string your fucking body."
That happened to me last time. I went to the Field Museum with my sister for her birthday back in April, and they do tour guides now, and I guess they're just volunteers because they'll take anybody. It turns out.
Oh yeah, I refuse to be in any tour with another human anymore.
It was this.
A lot of you are garbage people.
And just
don't know how to act in public.
Bless this girl's heart. I have a feeling she was either one of those Tumblr girls that's a furry, or she really wanted to be an actress in Chicago, but she really seemed like she
Both are
liked
bad.
Steven Universe a lot, and
No one just casually
really likes
watches
Steven Universe. I had a man see me in a Hot Topic as he was buying.
That's your first mistake.
As he was buying a Steven Universe shirt, he was in front of me in line at the Hot Topic, and then he was at the Whole Foods I went to after the mall.
Oh, yeah.
And he felt the need to come up to me and be like, "Didn't I see
How
you
was
in the
that
Hot Topic?" And I was like, "Yeah, you did. What can I do for you?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nothing, man. No, just saying hi." And I'm just like, this is Chicago. You're not
this
supposed
isn't
to
how
be
we make
nice to me.
friends."
Get away from me. What do you want? Money for Steven Universe shirts? I don't have it.
I got kicked out
I
of
bought
Hot
all
Topic.
the Slipknot shirts at the Hot Topic.
I got kicked out of Hot Topic because the dressing room was too dark, and I tripped and fell, and my dick fell out of those big trip jeans.
Nice.
That was something I had literally tweeted earlier. So, like we said, if you want to follow our Twitters and not understand where anything comes from,
It's
I would like someone to tell me where some of the things come from, because I just thought of that earlier. Out of
It's
thin
just a
air,
thought,
I
yeah.
thought of how funny would it be if you were in a Hot Topic, you went in the fitting room, it was too dark, you tripped and fell, you're wearing those big trip jeans,
jean
and your dick falls
falls out.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful imagery.
I had
That's
a-
what goes on in my head on a regular basis.
I had a thought earlier because I was listening to a song and he says, "I just poured a double shot inside a double cup now." And in my mind, I'm like, isn't that just a big drink? Like, because if you poured like a double shot into a single cup, you're like, okay, this guy's trying to like go hard. He's trying to forget some shit. But a double shot inside a double cup,
a double cup
is just
is-
a big, like a big 7-Up, big gulp full of liquor,
the double
right?
cup's just two cupped, so it's still just it's a slightly taller cup. You know what I mean?
but
Two
then
styrofoam cups.
But a double shot in a double cup.
Yeah, but the cup is still just normal. Yeah, it's still just a drink.
It's just a big drink.
Well, that's what I think it was. Hannibal Buress had that joke about Young Jeezy says, "My house so big, my room's got rooms," and he said those are just closets. And apparently Jeezy
Jean
got
jacket with the
pissed.
sleeve
Yeah,
ripped
there's so
off.
we could have a whole nother podcast about things that don't make sense. Oh my God, you have to warn me when you're gonna go. My throat's been bad.
I know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Can't
Gonna
give you a
have to
warning
edit that
before the
first one
Jadakiss.
out.
Nah, keep
Well,
the
I can't
Jadakiss.
see your mouth. I can't
Startle
see your
people.
jaw prepared to release the Jadakiss. No, you're just bad. So please never do it again.
Speaking of bad things that should never be done again, we have a man that we want to talk
Yeah.
about.
So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna play some audio from a video that by the time this comes out, I'm sure every single person has seen. But a little preparation. Basically, it's just a man getting angry trying to buy bagels. And we're gonna play.
I'm sure at this point, as this has come out, you've probably seen
that's
it
what
and
I
heard it.
just said. Everybody, it's come about. What we're gonna do is we're gonna
Give you a dapper breakdown.
Yeah, we're gonna be real ridiculousness with this. So we're gonna play a little bit, and then because there's many points we both need to make.
I'm gonna be Chanel West Coast for this one.
Finally. Oh, God.
Why is it okay for women to say, "Oh, you're 5 feet" on dating sites? You should be dead.
All right, pause it.
Just 5 seconds in.
Literally, this is my favorite.
Why should women say it's?
Why should women be able to say on date since you're 5 foot on dating sites, you should be
Go
dead.
Imagine getting because we've been on Tinder. We're aware of how these dating
I
sites.
haven't been on Tinder.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess true.
I'm so old. I don't know
I was
how
gonna
it
say
works.
But imagine even just being like Plenty of Fish, OK Cupid,
the good old days of Plenty
Harmony,
of Fish.
yeah.
Well,
Just getting a direct message on their websites that says
You're 5 foot. You should be dead.
And I mean, like, life has
Is it a requirement to
life has
put your height on?
It's
the
not
site?
required.
Okay, so
it's
that was
not
my first
required at
point.
all. Now, I will say that from a strategic point of view, there is a faux pas in the like the Bumble, Tinder, Grindr dating world out there, where like
Showing up short.
Yeah, guys will put their like 6'7", 6'8", and they show up and they're 5'11", and it's like you are not.
Well, yeah, you
anything
can.
like
you
that.
can go an inch or two. No one's going to be able to say it, but you can't be going. You know what I mean?
Like if you're 5'11" and you say 6 foot 6'1", it might pass if you're standing up
because
real
no one's
straight,
gonna know.
you know?
And it also depends, like how tall is the girl? If the girl's up there, then she might. If the girl's 5'11", you show up 5'11", saying you're 6'1", then there's gonna be a difference.
Yeah, there's definitely
But
gonna be a
if
difference.
the girl's like 5'6", you show up 5'11", you're saying you're 6'1", it's hard to tell because even like
Girls love me because I'm so tall.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, you weren't lying. It's
Well,
like,
yeah,
I can't lie about this.
Even you and me, we just had this at CJ's. Like looking at us, people always are surprised that I'm as tall as I am because people think because you're
because
so
we
freakishly tall.
harp about my height
Yeah,
a lot.
and people think just in juxtaposition I would look super short, and I'm like 6'1". So yeah, it's hard when you get into those last couple inches. But yeah,
Right.
if you're gonna, and yeah, so I think you can't show up because
I mean, if
the
if
first
you're
point-
5 foot, you got to put pictures that show you're 5 foot. You know,
Yeah.
you can't be taking like a lot of up angles.
No.
You can't be saying that you're like 6'3"
well,
and show
also,
up 5
like,
foot.
And we'll get into this more, but like I don't look at a 5 foot man and I'm like just like,
Die.
oh my
I'm
god.
like,
Well,
get
no,
rid
not
of
even
you.
being like, wow, that's such a short person.
Right, I'm just kind of like, that's
You
a
know what I mean?
person.
'Cause this is
Because
what-
to me, everybody's short.
Yeah.
So like,
Well,
you know,
let's-
if I
yeah.
see a 5 foot person,
Let's
I'm
play
kind of
some
like,
more and we'll get because it keeps going.
it
with
keeps
this.
going.
Feet on dating sites, you should be dead. That's okay.
He throws down a paper.
Here, nobody. Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that shit up? Everywhere I go, I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip.
Okay, pause it.
Okay,
Smirk
the
and a
smirk
biting
with the
lip.
biting lip.
That sounds nice.
Now, I do have information in an article that we'll get into after the video that goes.
This is gonna go on for a bit.
Yeah,
We
this is
got
going to be a bit. This is going to be the theme of
This
the
guy
episode,
has
folks.
changed our lives.
Yeah, he's changed our lives. I wouldn't say for the better, but he's changed them all right. There's definitely going to be a lot of things I'm going to be screaming at the cabin this weekend that are reminiscent of this
yeah.
video.
This
Where
is
have you
very
seen on
quotable.
dating sites, women in general.
Yeah.
Women in general.
Yeah.
That's what I like, the generalized statement that apparently
That's what
so many women have been like, you're 5
so
feet
many
tall,
people,
you should be
because
dead.
yeah, we'll get. Yeah, again, that's
That's a statement.
That's my favorite part of this whole.
No, that's
conundrum.
not my favorite
I
part.
know.
My favorite
I like
part's
your other
coming
part,
up.
but that I cannot stop thinking of opening up a DM like, oh, I got a girl interested in me. Just you're 5 foot, you should be dead. Or just even you should be dead. Just without that.
But then you reply back with the I Should Be Dead video by Zaloopers
Yeah,
and let them know
of
that you're
course.
with the shits.
All right, let's continue.
Oh, God, this sad, poor little man.
Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss.
Okay,
Pause it, big
because
pause.
that is my favorite part of this video. Because, okay, the succession. You're not God,
Of course.
my father,
Yep.
or my boss.
Okay,
so
wait.
this is the hierarchy of men that he respects, the triptych of men that command his respect. God, his biological father, his boss.
Okay, that one. Yeah,
He respects no other
and
man.
the pause. Like he knew he couldn't just say God or my father, which we
Well,
could have
no.
left if he would have said God or my father. I would have been like, okay,
I would have been like, that's a power stance.
weird statement to make. But then you're throwing your boss
Or
in
my
there?
boss. So his boss has had to have seen this by now.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
Vinny,
I
this
have-
guy's talking about you off the clock
have-
at Bagel Boss.
I have other things that from the research I've done that proves that he runs his own cleaning company.
Yes.
So
That's
is
one
his
of the
own
things
boss.
I unveiled.
So is that to mean like
So
myself?
does he report to others? Is there higher
or
up
is he
cleaning
just
men?
saying,
Is he
you
part
can't
of a
talk to me like that. You're not God, my dad, or me.
Yeah.
Just me, because I'm my own boss.
Or is he just saying like my boss could talk to me this way, but you're not my boss?
Yeah. Either way,
I'm my own boss.
the boss is.
What size brown polo do you think he's wearing?
I don't know.
Like
'cause
what
he's-
size? Because like look at his
He's got
attire.
it. Yeah, the shirt is so long, which
And
I
that
guess
freeze
if
frame
you're,
right there is beautiful.
there's so many freeze
There's
frames.
so many
And
frames.
this, I hope people haven't seen this because the build up that's coming.
is
Because my next
so-
favorite part is like just like you didn't. It's one of those videos where you're
Are you
like,
talking about
it's
the bit at the end?
Because you're like, this can't get any better.
'cause,
and
like, at
then
this-
the thing that you're like, I wish this would happen, and then it happens. Let's
happens.
just continue.
Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared, pal. You shut up, too. Just like a no. Go ahead and attack me, Jacob.
And then he's attacked.
And then he is attacked
He is
by because no,
tackled.
what happens is he gets up in a large man's and his face is in this man's
Oh,
sternum.
yeah. He's
like
5
this.
foot.
Yeah, this guy would be like right here on my stomach if he was trying to like chest bump me and get up against me. And then a second unknown hero of my sized people comes out of nowhere and gently tackles the man to the ground.
Well,
it's not
first
like
off,
an aggressive tackle when you watch the
yeah,
video.
no, it's very weird. My
He
favorite
just
part
subdues
My
him.
favorite part at first is the guy says chill or like calm down.
Yeah.
And the guy says, you want some? And then the guy says, yeah, and tackles him. Because I've been in this scenario where I try to calm a person down and then they're like, fuck you. You want to go? And it's like, yeah, now.
Yeah,
because
now I
was
do.
Trying to just
We're all
dead
just
the
here trying to get
issue.
some fucking
Yeah,
breakfast.
some bagels. And
At Bagel
so yeah,
Boss.
the man is the short man is tackled gently by this man and subdued on the ground.
The man has a bald spot. And it's just got that.
Oh, okay, that was unforeseen.
But the guy holding him down goes,
Isn't there still a little bit more?
No, that's it for that one.
Go on Twitter and find it.
Well, what I wanted to talk about is I found an article.
Well, I want to play because there's also a second video.
Are you talking about the video where it shows him walking out of the store?
Yeah, because in that one,
I think that's in this article I got. Hold on.
Yeah, if you can find it. If not, we can break it down. Because then the man like lets him go, and that's basically it. Yeah, the man has to like. I think that's why the tackle is so weird, because he's such a
just a tiny
little guy,
sad, weird
read
little.
The
Okay.
follow-up video, if you don't have it, is just a different angle. So everybody leaves, the cops are coming, and the short man is still yelling about women specifically. Yeah. He gets his food because he's like, all I wanted was a fucking bagel. He gets the bagel. The girl who gives it to him, he snatches it from her. She starts to laugh. He throws the bagel on the ground and just continues to scream.
Yes.
The manager's like, you gotta leave, blah, 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 blah. And then someone says something, I can't remember what it is, and then he picks the fucking bagel up and leaves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't throw something on the ground
and then
to
pick it
prove
up and leave.
And then take it and go eat it
They
somewhere?
talk about that in this article. This article is like
All
an
right.
intense breakdown
Yeah.
of this. Here's the
I gotta
title.
Find the other shit I was.
5-foot-tall bagel shop customer says he's glad his rant went viral after reaching breaking point from years of rejection by women for being too small, and claims he is the modern-day Martin Luther King for short men. He was in this is what I wanted your gut reaction to, was that statement.
That's what people are already like praising him.
Yeah,
because
they're
incels
like,
are fucking praising him because you've been fucking rejected.
Fucking
you
Proud
think it's
Boys?
his height that's getting him rejected by women, or his unbelievable
because you can be
level
5
of
foot tall
anger?
and have huge dick energy.
Oh yeah,
like you can be 5 feet tall and be suave and classy and cool and all this shit. Own it. Own your 5-footness. Like play into the jokes.
Make a joke about
like
it,
when like I'm a vegan. People show up and they're like, "Oh, you just eat grass." I'm like, "Yeah, where's the fresh cut shit? It's not as good when it's been cut for a couple days. You got to have fun with it." You know,
no one likes that.
No one likes that. The bagel shop customer who left a larger-than-life impression after he went on a rant about being vertically challenged claims he is the Martin Luther King, quotation so hard I just broke my fingers,
You can't say that.
of short people. Chris Morgan says he's enjoying his newfound notoriety since video of his meltdown at a Long Island, New York bagel shop went viral. In a rambling interview with DailyMail.com, Morgan said that he felt pushed to breaking point by discrimination against short people. The 5-foot-tall 45-year-old of Long Island even said he saw himself as a prophet and modern-day Martin Luther King for people of his height, as he called for equality for smaller men. I got to the point where I'd had enough, he added. The girls hate me. They don't like me. That's fine, he added. Now I have a mission. I'm not stopping and the world is going to hear me. I want equality for everybody. But in the same breath, the divorced cleaning company owner who has no children said he was like they're kind of dragging this guy a little bit.
I mean, you gotta.
Said he resented all women, branding them gold diggers because they kept dumping him because of his height. He said, I'm sick of getting constantly lied to and used on dates. And then they dump me. They tell me I'm too short, he explained. They don't have a job or a job as good as mine. He owns his own cleaning company.
Which I've heard is in ruins.
Long Island.
In ruins.
They don't have a car. They are more overweight and they are judging me. So it's like you have problems.
Just a piece of
you
shit.
have problems. Here's my biggest issue. You have problems with people judging you because of your looks, but then you want to talk about overweight women not being into you. Like what? You think you're gonna get like some fucking Mia Khalifa being a 5 foot tall? Like you think you're gonna look like this and get the most banging broads in the entire
we'll be posting
world?
the video on
We're gonna
Twitter.
post 700 still frames.
This
from this.
is the worst type of person, in my opinion, is dudes who think all women are shit because they're shit and they
can't
are
because they're shit
behind
and they don't want to change, and then they start to try.
This man, because there's so many people saying you shouldn't post someone's. It's clearly a mental breakdown. You shouldn't post on the internet and laugh at it.
It's like, no, this guy.
We've done the research.
We've
This
done
guy's
some
a
research
piece
into
of
this
shit.
guy. Whatever happened to the love of the 60s, he asked, when people loved each other for themselves? Morgan, who got married in 2007 before getting divorced 5 years later.
I thought you were going to say 5 times.
5 times later, clarified that he was tired of the immaturity, and while he was seen in footage being the aggressor, he asserts he just wants justice. I'm not tolerating this anymore, Morgan declared.
Yeah, I want to know how it began, because it seems like
gets into this. Like I said, this is an in-depth article I found. Some of these girls found it funny. That's why I have resentment towards women. I find them all to be stupid, gold-digging liars. Like, that is a... Like,
bold choice.
Bold.
Yeah, never paint.
But
I hate everybody, but I still don't hate everybody. You know what I mean?
You know, like I hate
paint with broad strokes.
I hate people, but I don't necessarily hate people individually.
Horrible
you know?
girlfriends, horrible
but I'm not going to sit there and
women.
say I hate them.
No,
you know,
women are better than this little man running around.
But he claims
There's less women like this.
Yeah, can you imagine a 5-foot woman screaming about this?
I'd love her. I'd marry her.
And they message me on dating sites saying you're 5 feet tall. I just want to fuck you. But he claims that since video of him screaming and ranting about how the world treated 5-foot-tall men, that women have been unfathomably throwing themselves at him. Doubt it.
Yeah, doubt it.
The incident began.
Yeah, maybe you, bro.
The incident began yesterday at the Bayshore Bagel when Morgan claims that the girl behind the counter struggled to understand his order. The third time I asked, she smirked with her friends, he shared. She was laughing and talking with her friends, putting her hand over her mouth and laughing like girls do when they reject me on a date.
Oh my God.
And then that's my favorite screenshot, right when he's about to get tackled and you see the fear in his little face.
You're also like, he's just so insensitive that he assumes they're always laughing about his height. It's probably that your
because
order
he's so self-conscious.
That's what I mean. He's so insensitive. You probably aren't ordering like a normal person.
Oh, I've got his order on here too. I've got everything.
Right.
He said that he is considering pressing charges against the man who tackled him to the ground. I was telling them I couldn't breathe. The guy was holding me down. I had my shirt over my head and I was trying to call 911.
Well, it's such a big shirt.
It's such a big shirt for such a little man.
None of that happens.
It was the big boys all the women go for. They jumped me. The women didn't say nothing. They keep on choosing the wrong men. Is that all women want? Tall and with a big you-know-what?
Oh my God. Yeah, this is literally the
like
epitome
it's an
of dudes.
incel. He's like the epitome of incels.
Like, you just don't understand that you're a fucking
You're the problem.
person.
You don't understand that you need to change.
You don't know how to act in public.
You have to change.
And there's videos that this man has uploaded of him not knowing how to act in public.
He continued rambling about how he wished for the 80s to be brought back before proclaiming his love for another decade. Morgan has a history.
What was the other decade?
Morgan has a history of confrontations, as seen on his YouTube page, which we will be getting into here. Which is I don't know. It has clips of him getting into fights with gas station employees and mothers. Some videos even contain racist language. Others do show him playing with a bird and fishing. In one video, Morgan storms into a 7-Eleven and has an argument with a Pakistani employee who he claims asked how tall he was. He proceeds to scream at the man about how he is from a third world country.
Yeah.
Morgan attempted to get the employee detained by police, but officers refused to file harassment charges.
Yeah, I would love to play the audio from the second part of that one when the police show up, because that cop looks so pissed at him.
Let me ask you a question, he can be heard asking police. If I ask the girl how big her tits are, is that harassment?
And the look
Which it absolutely is.
And the cop goes, no.
No.
Look in his face, and the other cop goes, it's sexual harassment, but a comment being made against you
isn't harassment. Shocking video filmed by Diana Reyes, 18 years old, showed the irate customer shouting at staff at Bagel Boss East in Bayshore, New York on Wednesday. Reyes told the DailyMail.com that she and her friend, 19-year-old Olivia Bradley, were waiting in line for their breakfast when the man started mouthing off in front of them to the staff. And then it has that beautiful still shot of his face. That's the one I want made into the nail shirt.
Yeah.
He just seemed a little agitated, and as soon as the woman turned her head, he started going off, Reyes said. No one provoked him. The brief clip shows a woman asking the man why it is okay to degrade women. The man retorted, why is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet tall on dating sites? You should be dead. That's okay. As other patrons point out that no one has said that inside the establishment, the Napoleon-esque man asserts that women in general make the distinction. The vertically challenged patron then shouted, everywhere I go, I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip. A man in the store who is twice the angry customer's size tries to calm him down. Shut your mouth, he stated. You're not God or my father or my boss. The little man tells the larger man he isn't scared of him and chest bumps him in an attempt to intimidate him. But as he continues boasting about his fighting abilities, another man comes and slams him to the ground. Additional clips show the man storming out of the store as employees try to hand him his bagel. Reyes shared that she started filming when the man stepped closer to her and Olivia. He stepped a little closer to us and I started filming in case anything would happen. The first thought in my mind was safety. I wasn't in fear for my life. I was just a little concerned, which I feel is a dig. Yeah. Just a little
this
concerned.
Whole article's a dig.
The
YouTube comments have become a shit show of
because people
short puns.
The 18-year-old also said that the man who tackled the angry customer immediately let him get up and walked away. Reyes described that when police arrived, they spoke with staff and various patrons approached them to tell them what happened. We left after the officers, Reyes added. This was just a trip to get breakfast. It is really mind-blowing because the bagel shop is near and dear to me. We were born and raised here, and that shop is a place you go your entire life. Reyes is shocked how viral the video has been. It has been viewed more than 4 million times as of publication. But the
million of them were just me,
you and me together. But the bagel shop regular asserted that she didn't hold too many ill feelings towards the patron. He's human like everyone else, Reyes explained. Everyone has their bad moments, and this was just one of his. But with further investigation,
it's not at all.
People need to just learn that if you're having a bad day, it's not a good option to take it out on the public. You never know who's around. Suffolk County Police said that they responded to the scene but made no arrest and no charges have been made. Bagel Bros told the New York Post that the man did not pay for his bagel, a whole wheat bagel with 1 egg white and Swiss cheese. So that was his weird order that he got. Bagel Boss posted on Twitter that everyone was okay at the establishment. They said, use caution on dating sites, and anyone who comes into our locations and mentions this video can get a free mini bagel.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love when businesses lean into it.
So yeah, that is the hot take breakdown of what that guy went through. We have his YouTube pulled up here. There was another article I found. I want to see if it tells us anything else.
Well, here's the
videos.
This
little man.
So he uploads a decent amount of videos starting from a year ago. The first video is Bird Steals Popcorn, which is a 9-second video of a bird taking a piece of popcorn from
out of his mouth.
Lips. Then there's a flood in a library. There's 3 parts of that. Then there's several parts of him fishing. All of these videos are so short, I don't even know why a person would upload them. So yeah, a lot of fishing with friends, which is surprising he's able to maintain
an erection
anything with anyone.
His blood pressure has to be so high. How does the man even get it up?
Yeah, there's 18 parts of the of just fishing. Instead of making one video, they're all like 1 minute. Then a video I didn't actually click on, but because the title did it for me enough, 2 parts. One is 23 seconds. The second part is 15 seconds. That just drives me crazy that you just can't condense it. It is Fucking with Mike the Jew, parts 1 and 2, which is, I don't know how friendly he is with Mike. There's a 15-minute video I watched earlier of Albert. I don't even want to say the last guy's name because this poor man doesn't need it, but it says the con artist. He paid, I don't know if you watched this one. There's a discrepancy about money that's owed. He pulls up on someone screaming that he owes him $1,500. It goes on for 15 minutes where I side with the
$100
other
for every
guy.
Minute.
Yeah, and this little man's just screaming about it.
This is Kurd from another dimension, I feel like.
When I seen one of the videos, the way he stands and looks for a minute, it reminded me a lot of Cole. Then there's a Craigslist con artist where he apparently was selling his car, and then it was a police sting on the guy who was buying the car.
Okay.
And the video is just him with a woman in the back. The man's being arrested, and he's going, I'm selling my car on Craigslist. This guy said he went to get money. He's getting fucking arrested. And he's yelling at this woman to get out of his. He's like, get the fuck out of my car. And she's like, you don't talk to me like that. And he's like, yeah, talk to me like that. And then it's just 2 people just screaming back and forth.
I feel like all this man does is scream.
Yeah. Then there's one. I don't know how to say this word. I'm guessing it's the library Patchogue? I don't know. It's
that's
got to be a city name.
City in New York.
Yeah. Patchogue Library in Denial. It's a minute and a half of him confronting, and this is the previous videos are this library being flooded, which I don't understand why it had to be 4 videos of that. But he's confronting the owner of the library and another person, and he starts filming, and she's like, I don't want you to film this. And of course he's like, it's not illegal, I can fucking film it. And he's like, I just want to talk to you. And then in everything, he just like pauses for a second, and it's the most normal part of him is like talking about his life. Because he's like,
which apparently is just a tragedy.
Let me
from
tell you,
birth
I've
to
been
death.
coming to this library since I was a kid. And then she's like, can you call the police to the other guy? And he's like, why are you calling the police? I'm not doing anything illegal. And she's like, that's fine. Then they're going to come. And then it gets to the point where he's like, I just want to talk to you. If I turn the camera off, can I just talk to you for as long as I want?
Oh, no.
And she goes, yeah, well, like a reasonable amount of time. I'll hear you out.
Not as long as I want.
He's like, okay, yeah, not as long as I want. Like 15 minutes. And she's like, yeah, we'll see. I'm not even sure what the issue is. Then, yeah, there's just other fucking just random ones. Then, he's deleted some of them since I watched earlier. The 7-Eleven video that we referenced.
Oh, but that's been cut and copied everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I had a hard time finding his channel because it's been uploaded. He has that. There's one where he's outside of someone's home and a cop shows up. And the guys went inside of his house. This one I couldn't even find on his channel, but it's obviously him. And the cop comes up and he's like, this guy owes me money or something. It's a different guy from the other guy. And then he starts throwing the bad F word around in front of the cop. He just starts walking towards the house and he's calling him, homophobic slurs and all this shit. And the cop's like, can you just not do this?
Yeah.
I think and then the 7-Eleven one, he's yelling. He gets the cops.
Calls the guy.
He demands to file a police report. And the cop is like, I will file a police report and it'll say someone made a comment about you. And there's nothing you can do because he's like, I want to press charges, and the cop's like, you
for
can't
what?
Press
There's
charges.
nothing to be
happened.
charged here.
And the one cop looks so angry that because he keeps going, why am I even here?
Because it's
What am I
New
here
York
for?
City, and they got like fucking opiates
and it's 5:30
and murderers
in the morning. Because he goes, I came in for a coffee and a bagel at 5:30 in the morning. This guy wants to talk about how short I am. Why'd you ask me how tall I am? And the guy is just constantly. Oh, there's other ones. There's another one where he's at a bar and he's just screaming at this big guy. And they're like, we didn't even say anything. And he's like, she fucking told me. She told me when I went to the bathroom.
This guy's just problematic.
Yeah, this guy's a piece of garbage. An angry little piece of garbage.
From this other News 12 Long Island article, I found they interviewed the man. I did not watch the interview. I want us to watch it together.
Let's play it.
Let's go ahead and just play the news story. Come on now.
I'm tired of using me, lying to my face, tell me you hate, and then you take my money, you cut me, I'm too short when you're about my height, and when you add all that up, I snap.
Okay, what an incredible interview.
You're not God or my father. Bagel Boss customer goes on rant.
Well, his rant has gone viral.
Today, our Kevin Vesey talked to the man who had a meltdown in a Bayshore bagel shop.
That's very latest in a story you saw first on 12.
Shut your mouth!
The video's been viewed all over the world.
The guy's a freaking jerk.
An irate customer unleashing his anger at this Bagel Boss restaurant in Bayshore Wednesday morning. The bizarre tirade focused on his short stature and lack of success in online dating.
He was very angry.
Everywhere I go, I get the same smirk.
He has issues. Napoleon complex, maybe.
Today, that man is speaking out for the first time. 45-year-old Chris Morgan, who stands at an even 5 feet tall, claims he lost his temper after a woman behind the counter mocked him because of his size.
She's doing this with a mouth and looking at people and smirking and laughing, and I started to feel like I was
Smirking and laughing and
being
squirting and
maligned.
farting.
I felt like I was less of a person.
But another worker, Crystal Fedorka, who watched the entire encounter, says Morgan was never provoked and snapped almost instantly.
He thought that they were talking about him and his height, and they weren't. The girl was just smiling, minding her business.
Moments later, he was seen threatening another customer before he was tackled by someone else in line.
Go ahead and attack.
And one day after the incident, workers here tell me they're still shaken up, but the bagel store is taking everything in stride. In fact, right now they're giving away free mini bagels to any customer who comes in and mentions the video. And as it turns out, this is not the first time Morgan has displayed a short temper over his height. Back in May, he posted 2 videos of himself berating workers at a nearby 7-Eleven after he says one of them asked how tall he was.
What do you gain out of asking me that?
Meanwhile, Morgan says he's battled depression through the years and even spent 2 weeks in the psychiatric ward at Stony Brook University Hospital.
Oh my God.
But he tells us he's not seeking any professional help right now, even after his
No
outburst
shit.
went viral.
Have you ever gotten any kind of therapy for anger?
Yeah, I used to golf for 6 years. It helps sometimes, but
Would you consider doing that again?
no, I don't want to. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it.
Well, according to police, nobody was hurt in the incident, and no charges have been filed. As for
Yeah, 'cause
So
that's
once
the
again,
other
this
thing.
man has made a public outburst where the police have gotten involved and nobody got hurt.
That's the last thing I want to point out, then we'll move on, is, in the 7-Eleven video, he starts talking to the cop, and he's like,
Go away, shut up.
just get
I
out
don't want
of
your
it.
other news.
He just starts talking to the cop, and he's like, yeah, man, I own my own business. I do cleaning. it's been going bad. I lost a big account, and the cop's like, what does this have to do with anything? He's like, I lost a big account. I left my house. Landlord was being a dick. I'm living in my car right now, and this guy wants to talk, and the cop is just like, what does this have to do with anything? Yeah, the guy's crazy. We'll post a bunch of those. Watch the video if you haven't. Let's get into some
submissions and voicemails.
All right. First off, we got one from someone who I think has submitted before by the name of Lemmy.
Possibly.
The email is cunt@cock.com. We will not take that potty mouth, Leonard.
Sir.
Clean it. I've got soap next time I see you. It says, I got a hypothetical for you. This looks very long, so bear with us. You are living in a house.
Doubt it.
Doubt it. You're living in a house in some place prone to wildfire. You find out.
So California.
You find out some way or another that there is a fire spreading and your house will burn down. What are you taking with you? Rules. You have 10 minutes before you need to leave. You are limited by what you can physically carry by yourself without any help. No furniture or anything like that, nor is there anyone there, friends, family, people that you live with, etc. For any pets you have, we will imagine they sense danger, follow you out to your car and hop in, not taking up any amount of your short
Bold
time.
to assume my animals are that smart.
Mine are scattering. We will also imagine that they just fit in there with whatever you manage to get in your vehicle. This is purely material possessions. Oh, and also pretend this imaginary house has the exact same layout as the one you currently live in. If you want to throw a bunch of shit into boxes, you can do so, but you would need to spend time getting the boxes. They aren't just sitting out ready to be filled. This is assuming that you do have boxes just laying around in a closet or something. There is no way to save anything you can't grab and put in your car. No filling up buckets of water or throwing stuff in them or just chucking shit into the street. You also need to consider the time it takes to run out to your car and put things in. So what are your strategies? Are you going to pop the trunk and just throw shit in there to save as much time as you can? Or will you spend a little more time to place things a little more carefully so not to damage them? Be as realistic as you can imagine with grabbing things. For example, if you grab pictures, you can probably grab a laptop or some notebooks or whatever. But if you have a milk crate filled with vinyl, you can't carry much more in your arms nor move as fast. Hope I covered all the questions, loopholes, but I'm sure I missed some. Cheers. That was very detailed.
That's what we
when
like.
I have to read these from an angle, I feel like I'm going to
Your eyeballs are
going
to pass out.
Get stuck in a weird place. But yeah, that's pretty detailed.
Yeah, I would say that like the main things I'm probably gonna like. My first thought was like photographs.
Yeah.
But then I think it would be limited to like photographs I couldn't get copies of. Like I have like photos of like me and my sister as kids that I know I can't get copies of. Mm-hmm. But if it's like pictures on the fridge that I know I have on my phone and I can make it a Walgreens later, like I'm not gonna grab those.
Yeah.
But
the pictures of us, you'll let burn.
I'm gonna actually throw those into the fire to see if I can starve it off while I'm grabbing
some
more
things. Yeah, it puts the fire out. Such an ungodly
This tastes
image.
bad. The fire screams, holy shit, talking fire, as I'm running out to my car with my assortment of loyal animals all of a sudden who aren't terrified of a fire. I have like, because I mean, you've been to my place. I have that kind of like little setup with like little mementos on it and stuff like that. I'd probably just try to scoop all that into a bag really quick and then grab like, there's a couple of choice books that like mean a lot to me and like a couple of t-shirts that I wouldn't want to lose. So just shoving all that into a bag and then maybe like my laptop with like, maybe not even my laptop, just my external drives that have everything on them and like my PlayStation, just because like it's easy to grab. It's something that has a lot of things on it, because like I don't give a fuck about the furniture. I can buy more clothes.
Yeah, when he said you can't move the furniture,
I'm feeling real sentimental about my old couch that I want to bring with me, But I mean, like I'm not gonna grab bathroom stuff, I mean, I don't need to grab my collection of thermals from the basement, You got
to grab your flashlight. Don't let that melt.
You think it wasn't implied? You think the flashlight wasn't the first thing I was gonna grab?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of.
Wrap it up in some socks. Make sure it's real padded and safe.
I don't have a lot of shit in general, and I don't have that much shit that I would be, like, lost without. I would for sure grab my laptop, iPad, camera. That's all just right there.
Right.
Laptop's probably the most important.
Because
God knows we'd have an episode that needs editing.
Yeah.
I'm in the fire, like, oh my God, export.
You're at the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
What's your Wi-Fi password?
Yeah, because realistically, he said like throwing shit in the street, but like with the layout of my house, I would take all of my shirts and just throw them out of my window, or as many as I can just tug and throw.
Right.
I do have shirts that I don't want to lose. It's basically shirts, records, laptop, iPad. It's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't have any photos at all, and I don't. There was probably in the moment I'd probably see some other things,
but like just off the top of my, like stuff is just stuff.
Yeah,
you know, like you can always just rebuy things.
I've had to move too much, so I don't have shit. There's like I have like a manila envelope of like stuff that.
Are you kidding me? I would use a house fire as an excuse to get rid of all the books I have.
Yeah, I would. I would. There's not a lot of stuff. Yeah, I would.
Not that I want to burn books. I'm not a Nazi. I just have so many books.
I've seen him burn some books for recreational purposes.
Only recreational. That's only because I had to rip some pages out to wipe my ass with because I ran out of toilet paper because I was poor, and I'm not just going to give a book away with 16 pages missing to a Goodwill. Even though it's what you usually find.
Records and shirts pretty much. And if I have to cherry pick some, there's ones I know off the top of my head that I'd go for over other ones. But yeah, otherwise there's just not a lot of shit that I'm really like can't replace or would care that much about. Just try not to have a bunch of shit like that.
Yeah,
and 10 minutes is like a decent amount of time when you think about it.
Yeah,
like
that's an eternity.
Like I said, I'm throwing stuff out the window for the most part. Like
right.
All the shirts,
yeah.
I know that was like frowned upon, but if we're in a fire, I'm throwing
as much as I can out the window.
Yeah, throwing like pretty much everything that
throwing cats out the window.
That I'm putting all my records in a milk crate. And
cats always land on their feet, right?
I'm lighting a cigarette off the fire, and I got like 5 minutes to chill.
And then I'm going to stand there and just watch the house go down.
Yeah, you got to watch it burn. Yeah, there's probably some other shit I'm forgetting.
It's got to be cathartic to watch your own house burn down.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of a bummer.
A bit.
Just a little bit.
How much did it cost? A bit.
The next submission is from a blender full of shit, and the email is sneezeonmydick@please.com.
Both graphic. Hard no.
I hope they're not combined. Got my blender full of shit. Got my dick sneezed on. Real
Saturday night's all right for fighting, baby.
Says this is kind of a would you rather, but not really.
Okay.
Let's say you guys live to be as old as you want, and when you die, you go to heaven.
I would have died 7 years ago if that was the case.
Yeah, when you die, you go to heaven. Then in parentheses, LOL, yeah, right, which I appreciate, I guess.
But I don't, because of disrespect. You don't know me like that, maybe?
When you get up there, you are told it. You're told it is everything you'd ever imagine heaven to be. You are told you can come in or go back down to earth and try it all over again. You are not yourself, but a whole new gamble of a person, and you have no recollection of this current life. You are also not guaranteed heaven again if you pick the second life. In fact, let's say the odds of heaven again are slim if that changes anything. Not to say you would go to hell for sure. Whatever makes this more interesting, go with that. I'm rambling. Thanks.
I'm staying in heaven. Are you kidding me? If I lucked out and gambled enough to get into heaven, I'm not coming back and doing this shit again.
I feel like I would do it again.
Why?
Existence
sucks.
I think never ending. If heaven is everything I want, eventually it will be boring. This is how I feel about all that. Like, if hell exists and I go there, I feel like eventually it'll
get boring.
Yeah, it can't be painful anymore because you'll just build it up. The idea of anything lasting forever is like some of the scariest shit for me. Like, I wouldn't want to live forever,
right?
Because eventually you're just like, and I don't want to be anywhere forever. A whole nother life. I mean, I don't think I would cherish it without the knowledge that I did have the opportunity to go to heaven and I'm doing it again.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. It would be interesting to be,
I would go back and live again if I could keep all the knowledge I have.
Yeah, I would probably do the same thing. But I feel like you
would. Live the best life.
I feel like if I had the knowledge, though, it would be a shitty life because you would constantly be like, am I really making the most of this? I think that normally, am I making the most of my life?
Well,
if I had the knowledge that I
turned
turned down heaven to do this, I would never be content with like anything. I'd be an insane person.
I mean, yeah, I'd be insane, but I also feel like I would do everything I could to be like, because I mean, we all have things we look back in life and be like, oh, if I had done this differently or this differently, you know?
No regrets.
No, not even a single letter. not even one. I don't know. I would stay in heaven, I think. I don't think I'd go back down and do this all again.
I don't know. I'd like to do it again. Imagine like a life where you have like a great family. You got some money. You're not funny at all, but you're like a big athletic sports dork. You don't even drink or smoke. Your life's just like completely opposite.
Perfect.
I'd like to do an opposite life just to see.
Yeah, I want to see a life.
But yeah, I would have to have the knowledge to know that it's an opposite life.
I want a life that is so like clean cut and normal that I'm like shocked by things.
Yeah,
you know.
I know. I want
to have so much personal security and safety that like anything different just really weirds me out.
Your dad loves you and shit.
Oh
and you're like,
shit! My parents never divorced. Everything. I have a hunky dory, perfect family all the time.
Big nice house.
Went to college off of scholarships from the sports that I was playing with my massive size instead of just playing guitar in my room all day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Either way.
Life's getting dark.
Yeah, life's just been dark.
Yeah.
Unless we get another shot at it. I don't know. I feel like I would take the other shot, but
I'd stay in heaven.
I'll probably just stay in heaven. I'm lazy.
Vegan cheeseburgers? This is my heaven.
That sounds horrible. My heaven is just constant blowjobs.
The blowjobs while I'm eating burgers.
That just sounds messy. God's not going to let that happen.
I mean,
You have to keep a
instant
tidy
freedom.
room. You can do whatever you want in it, but he comes by every 45 minutes, and it better be kept up.
Well, then I'm going to go somewhere else and get my dick sucked while I eat a messy burger.
No,
Why not?
because heaven is like jail. You
It's
get
my
a little
heaven.
cell. Yeah, and everything's tight in your heaven. So you think your heaven is just you get the whole goddamn heaven?
I think everybody gets a personal heaven. Like you
No.
get like your own room, but it's like an infinity room where like it's just this infinite amount
yeah,
of space.
but you can go out and like look in other people's rooms.
Right, yeah.
And
like
see-
I can
so,
go
yeah.
visit your heaven, and you can come
They don't
visit
wanna
my.
come-
You don't
no,
want to come visit mine.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
come
never
over
going to
mine.
talk to each other again.
Yeah,
We're
'cause
gonna
we're
be
just
pretty preoccupied.
Very occupied for a couple millennia getting our
You're
dicks
like,
sucked.
yeah, it's all the people that you love that passed when you were young as a kid.
I'm
You're
like, yeah, but I've been getting my
"Ah,"
dick
and then
sucked
they're like,
for the
"And
last
unlimited
1,000
blowjobs. You're like, all right, well, I mean,
We'll
haven't
catch up.
seen-
We have
haven't seen each
forever.
other in a long time anyway. Shit's new. I gotta just real quick.
I mean,
just
shit,
real
113
quick. It's
years
gonna be
is,
real quick. It's
113
not quick in heaven. Fuck yeah! I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta
we
go.
got-
Bye. I'll see you later.
Come on, I mean, you only haven't seen you only haven't seen me for what?
Ray
100?
Romano sucking my dick. How did you know?
It's your heaven
Mine's
drama.
real weird.
Mine is even weirder.
Ours are both very homoerotic.
Super.
We look at
homoerotic.
each other. Our
Beef
rooms are
kicks.
across from each other. The doors are open. We look and we're like,
I'm
we
like, yeah,
knew the
dramas
whole
is the
time.
ugly heaven where you can see the KFC sign through the window.
You want to pull up some voicemails?
Yeah, we have several voicemails.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember anymore what the hell has happened. But
Did we play the Missouri ones on the show?
I
at
don't
all?
think so. Yeah, several of them are just people.
Yeah, so
calling.
we technically have 4 voicemails.
Yeah.
All right, we have to tell a story.
I Lieutenant Dan. Got no way. I met you in Vietnam.
Lieutenant Dan, ice
And
cream.
there was a bullet that jumped up and bit me in the brittle. Ow!
Hey, can you tell that our accents are from Missouri and not Wisconsin, where we found your phone number? We're curious about that. If you could call us back and let us know, that'd be fantastic. 573-2.
No, we're calling that number on the.
Okay, it's us from Missouri again. Oh, brother, we're out though. I was just never mind. We can let you guys go now. They didn't catch the "Oh brother, we're out though" reference. Missouri boys.
I feel like we got to call these people back.
We're never calling anyone back.
Fair. I'll take
They've
that
made
stance.
I think we need to update the greeting on the voicemail to
Make a
put
new
some
one.
more hard lines out there because I think people are confused. Yeah, I've gotten this from time to time about the "Oh brother, where," you know that movie "Oh, oh brother, where."
My brother were.
The Dapper Dan pomade, which has nothing to do with what we do.
Not at all.
At all. It was never even a
Not even a
forethought.
thing?
Yeah. it
Not a-
was- it's good movie. Good movie.
Great movie. Dapper Dads have just always been our thing. Like,
Yeah.
that's just it.
It's just
We've always been the Dapper Dads.
yeah. So it's nothing to do with that. Those people were a
Drunk.
train wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could hear that woman screaming, Lieutenant Forrest Gump imitating telling the story of what happened to Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah, I
sounded
don't.
like?
Yeah, I don't
A
even know how
bullet
that.
went up and bit me in the buttocks. I caught at one point.
Yeah, I don't know how they even got to that.
I mean,
but
you got to be drunk as
bless
fuck.
their- Yeah, I mean, when I get drunk, it's not reciting.
Bless your Missouri-filled hearts. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Also, the fact that we would be able to pinpoint a Missouri accent.
Yeah, what the fuck
out
is a
of
Missouri accent?
Apparently, whatever gibberish those people
Say
were
it just
speaking.
sounds like sounds like you've been talking with a mouthful of turds, bud. That's what a Missouri accent
Yeah.
sounds like.
It's like a corpse accordion.
Patreon.
listeners,
Ding, 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 ding,
$5.
$5. You cannot listen to this
Pay the money.
episode anymore without the paywall. Here's one we got when we recorded our 100th episode
When we're,
extravaganza.
taking live calls and someone didn't get through, so they left
so they
us
left
this.
this.
I just want to know who fucking farted.
I also want to know.
I also want to know. Call back and tell us.
Yeah, tell us who fucking farted. Is that a Nick Swardson reference?
It has to be.
Yeah, I mean that's the only.
Nick
time.
Swardson himself is calling us now because he's
Fuck, we should
pissed
have
off.
took that live call.
Yeah, we should have taken it.
You guys jammed up the lines. We got 3,000 calls in 1 minute.
And then this one, this one doesn't really have much to it.
Yeah, none of these.
Hi. My story is that I saw your sticker on Sacramento and Milwaukee, and I decided to call. That's all. Okay, bye.
You are boring.
I tried to
You're a boring person.
Google Sacramento and Milwaukee to figure out where one of us put that sticker, because I was just recently in Milwaukee, but I don't think I had any phone number stickers because they've been out of print. I couldn't even find that road. I don't even think that exists. That's just a ghost.
A ghost calling from
Then
an old Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, Sacramento, like streets. And then I was like, does she mean like Milwaukee Street in Chicago, which makes more sense?
Like
Does it
Milwaukee and
mean
Sacramento?
Then I couldn't find that. So, strange woman who will never hear this, please do tell where you found our sticker.
If you end up listening to episode 102 and getting this far into it, please call us back.
If you're ever walking about and you see a Dapper Dad sticker, you're in an area we frequent usually.
Yeah.
They're outside of some of our favorite establishments. So stop, take a look around. Everybody ask what's going down, and then go into Richard's, Sugar.
Right.
Probably a bar in general, somewhere that we've peed, smoked cigarettes, and spit.
Yeah.
So there's DNA on the ground.
Yeah,
Just
odds are
do
if you
some
see a
research.
sticker up somewhere, you can hear our ghosts doing something. You can hear the mighty calls of the Dad Squad in the wind, like a tribe of bison running through the Yellowstone Mountains in the morning.
Because when I was just in Milwaukee and we went to the bar that we'd went to every time we go to the rave, I was finishing a cigarette outside when we got there, and there was a very faded Dapper Dad sticker right there. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's like a little hunt.
Little memento.
You see a sticker, look up, go in wherever it's outside of.
That's not a bad idea.
Because, primarily we've put them outside of.
And have we ever led someone to do something that they didn't like?
We've been told that we've led people down some of the best paths.
Exactly. So if you see a Dapper sticker outside of somewhere, it's more than likely a reputable establishment.
I am also remembering now that I get drunk and put them up a lot of places. So this
As
isn't
do
for
I.
sure. If you walk into like a very upscale place, leave. It's not.
Leave
But-
immediately?
And people put them up. I'm now remembering places they've been sent to me that are different from where I would be. So it's a gamble, but
It's always
try
a
it out. Call us from where you are, and or text us, and we'll let you know if we approve or not.
We're always ready to give you our approval over text.
Yeah, we need approval. You need approval. We all just need
Everyone
to
needs
figure it
approval.
out. And yeah, just imagine sitting on a stool that one of the Dapper Dads sat at.
Yeah.
And you're buying yourself a Budweiser because they don't carry Natter Days. And
you're
don't
buying-
get a mixed drink because it's filled with bugs.
All kinds of bugs.
Yeah, because Matt
go
puts
to-
a light underneath of it and shows you how fucking gross it is.
Go to Richard's, get yourself a Chicago handshake, say
Don't
Slim
do that.
sent me.
Yeah, don't do that.
They'll pour you a double.
Oh, I had to drink Malort 2 recently. Now every time I think about it, I hate
I
it.
love it.
There's just no way. I don't believe, after tasting it again, I don't believe anyone could physically enjoy it.
What explains me then?
Nothing explains you. I think you're just trying to look cool for all of us to impress us.
I'm
'cause
not
you're
even
so desperate for our
I'm not
acceptance
even-
because you're the last of the Dad Squad, so you're never gonna be equal with the rest of the Dad Squad.
I don't need you fucking
because
guys.
we were there before you. You know, you're
Yeah, I'm the
you're
outsider.
Like we're like a touring band, and we need a second guitarist.
Need a
'cause
fill-in.
Yeah, it was too intricate in the studio. So you're there, and you're part of the band to the crowd. But we all know that when this tour inevitably ends,
I'm just gonna go back.
we don't
home.
know. Yeah, you're gonna go home. We're gonna make another album. Maybe you'll be on the album, but we're talking about it because you're drinking Malort too much, and
Yeah.
you can't possibly like us. So, sorry to bring that down on on a very obvious note. Yeah, it looks like our time's up.
We're being flagged down by our little fat boy intern that he's getting real
He's
sweaty
got
and he is
a-
ready to be sat on.
Yeah, he's got 2 massage tables set up, and he's gonna work out these stressful kinks that we get from doing the show. Too much, I'd say.
And I'm ready for some kissing.
Yeah,
we
look
got to get home and rest up for a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna be in the cabin, but you're hearing this in the future, you fucking idiots.
So by the time you hear this, we'll have already done whatever we've done at the cabin. Are we in jail? Did one of us die in the river?
Yes.
Find out next week
If
on the
we
Dapper
die,
Dads.
this episode doesn't come out because I can't edit it in not that many hours.
Not that many.
So yeah, if we're dead, we're dead. Thank you for everything. When next episode, if we live, I'm sure there'll be some tales to be told. So
there will be
don't
tales.
stop tuning in. We need you. Without you, we're horny. And it never stops anymore.
It never
Just keeps
fucking
going.
stops.